Hey, folks, Happy New Year. As we say goodbye to 2017 and hello to 2018, I noticed that a lot of my clients are very hopeful, as is often the case in the new year. Um, I notice a common theme for my clients in particularly the first week of the new year, which is thank God that last year is over and I look forward to blank this year. So there's a sense of hope and a little bit of an exciting anticipation, or even just um, feeling glad for being able to close the books on last year, so to speak. I mean, let's face it, we've all had, I'm sure, some difficult moments in the previous year, and that's probably the case every year. Um, and some people have had some excruciatingly painful moments in 2017. So having January 1st come around, as cliche as it might be for some people, uh, it always brings up in most of my clients a renewed sense of hope. And for that, I don't care about cliches. Whatever helps my clients feel hopeful is something that I can truly appreciate. But I'm thinking about how can we use 2017 being done, how can we use previous years in order to go forward in a healthy way for 2018? And um, grief is something that comes up a lot in sessions, especially when working with a grief counselor such as myself. Um, and I think people don't realize that it's okay to grieve the previous year being done. It's okay to grieve the end of that year, even though you're thrilled that it's over. Because let's face it, there are a lot of things probably that clients, viewers, just people, any people in general can say 2017 was the last year that. So thinking about that, 2017 was the last year that X, Y, or Z happened, will happen, and sometimes that brings about some grief. That brings about some sadness, some anger, some all the feelings that go along with grief. And so I encourage you to honor that. I encourage you to think about 2017 as the last year that some horrible things would happen, and thank God for that, or whoever you believe in for that. But also, it's the last year that some things that you're certainly going to miss not being present in 2018. It's the last year that those things happened as well. And so to take a moment to acknowledge that, identify those things that aren't going to happen in 2018, um, and just allow yourself to be sad about that and honor that sadness, that grief of the loss of knowing that something's going to go forward into this year. The other thing I'm thinking is that it would be a really powerful way to reflect on 2017 for some people and very useful if you can think in terms of what happened in 2017 that I would like to be different in 2018 that can be different. It's reasonable because I have some sort of author in that, some sort of volition or autonomy. And so I'm going to just say some statements and I encourage you to think about how you would fill in those blanks. So it might sound something like, and I'm actually taking this from a grief workbook that I have. And so in the spirit of grieving the loss of 2017, I'm going off of a worksheet that's in a workbook, a grief workbook. Um, And it would sound something like this: I love just the way 2017 was, however, and if you're doing grief work, this could fit with the person's name, which is what it was actually intended for. But I love the way 2017 was, however, I wish that. How would you fill in that blank? Or I love how 2017 was, however, why didn't, however you would fill that in. I love the way 2017 was, or I like 2017. If only I hated it when, um, why wouldn't so and so fill in the blank? I love the way 2017 was, but I didn't really care so much about. Or I love the way 2017 was, but I wonder why. And so, can you answer those questions? And then looking at your answers, can you make a decision? Call it a resolution if you want. Don't call it a resolution if that's too cliche for you. But can you make a decision as to what you want to do? Even if you're not going to go ahead and do it yet, make a decision as to what do you want to do about that. If I love 2017, however, I wish that I spent more time with my family. Then what are my choices in that for 2018? What are the barriers that's getting in the way of that? And what can I do to remove those barriers? If I love the way 2017 was, but I hated it when I got really, really sick because I was overworked, what do I want to do about that in 2018? What can I do about it reasonably? Meaning, what do I have a choice in? What are the barriers in me doing what I want to do, and how can I work through those barriers? I love how 2017 went, but I really didn't care much about that time when. Thinking about that, was there something that you could have done differently in that time? Or a way that you can have some choice about whether it might happen again in 2017 or 18. So I encourage you to think about those things. I encourage you to allow yourself to grieve whatever it is that happened for the last time in 2017. Take care of that, nurture that grief, honor it, give it some space, give it some attention that it deserves. And in looking forward to 2018, see if you can answer some of those questions so that you can feel more autonomous in 2018. You can feel like you are truly authoring at least some parts of your life, if not all of them or a lot of them. Happy New Year. Take care.